The Singapore government actually and actively provides an enabling environment for entrepreneurs. Several government and non-government agencies work hand in hand to support the enterprising entrepreneurs, Singapore-based companies to expand into the region. If you look at the chart, there is agencies like IE Singapore, it's like Spring Singapore, various business chambers, including the Chinese and Indian Chambers of Commerce, and the Action Community for Enterprise. They are all here supporting the entrepreneurs and Singapore-based companies to expand into the region. Singapore is one of the few countries that even has a minister for entrepreneurship. Singapore offers entrepreneurs and companies a convenient connection to the booming Far East as well as to the rest of the world. Why? Because Singapore Inc. has a fantastic name both regionally and internationally. And I can share this with you from my personal experience. Being based in Singapore gives companies instant branding. Singapore has FTAs and treaties to avoid double taxation with many countries, including India. It's a convenient base to operate into the region. Singapore has excellent infrastructure and connectivity to the world. Telecommunication networks are good, flight connections to the rest of the world are excellent. Singapore has got talented, hardworking, and disciplined workforce. Despite 4 official languages, everything gets done in English. The only thing you got to do is learn Singlish, which is slightly easier than English, because at times we can dispense with the grammar. It's truly multidisciplinary, it's multicultural and multi-religious society. So it's very easy to settle into Singapore and work around your way. One good thing is everything works on merit. So you got to be good at what you do. According to the Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce, there are about 5,000 companies of Indian origin that are in Singapore, which is 1,000 up from the year before. These 5,000 companies in turn will help to fortify the business bridge between India and Singapore, as well as the region. There's a strong presence of South Asian people in Singapore, including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. In fact, there are 700,000 South Asians present in Singapore, including the non-permanent residents, people who come to work here, and people who are Singaporeans or permanent residents. Singapore continues to welcome global and Asian businesses here, from MNCs to SMEs, so there's no limit. Anybody can come and set up a business here. With more South Asian entrepreneurs coming to Singapore and setting up businesses here and sinking their roots, I think the seeds are being planted for South Asian diaspora to then expand into the rest of the region, including China. Let me now share with you my personal story, and I left that to the last. I came to Singapore in 1972. Like most Asians, South Asians, the plan was to come here for 3 to 4 years, get a bit of experience, get a degree that's recognized in the rest of the world, and then go back and do what everyone else does there. So I got myself enrolled at the NUS in the master's program, and at the same time found myself a day job in a local consulting engineering firm so that I can fund my education. And at the same time, the plan was to get some experience at the same time, because there was no plan to stay here for 15 years. Soon after graduating in 1976, I joined Meinhardt, which was an Australian company, just set up an office in Singapore. They were looking for a few people, and I thought, good place to get in. Slowly but surely, I joined as a sort of employee, and slowly but surely, I worked my way up as a director in Singapore, then a shareholder in Meinhardt Asia and Meinhardt International. The founder, Bill Meinhardt, somehow treated me like his son. He trusted me more than he trusted anybody else. So he made me the CEO for the Meinhardt International. I persuaded him that Australia is not the best place to expand business, so let's shift the Meinhardt International to Singapore, which he happily agreed. He was a big fan of Singapore, and he always told me that he was the first customer into Shangri-La Hotel when it opened in Singapore. The founder, unfortunately, died in 2003, and he left the company to his daughter, Victoria Meinhardt, who chaired the group for 6-7 years. But this is not a company that a housewife can run very easily. So their only exit strategy was either sell the company externally or internally. They were made an offer by a listed company from Europe, and they decided that that was the best way to get out. So they started working on the deal. 2 days before the deal was supposed to be completed, I spoke to the family and I said, your father's legacy is going to disappear. Would you sell the company to me? They said, yeah, sure. This is what the dad always wanted. We'll be happy doing it. But you sure you can raise this kind of money? I said, absolutely no problem. I tell you, it was a big problem. I had absolutely no idea how to do it, being an engineer. So I got a bit of help from my son, who was an investment banker. And I asked him to come and help me for 6 months to help me make the presentations to the banks so how I can con the banks into loaning me some money. So he helped me with that, and slowly but surely he became part of the company. He never went back, and his boss always told me, he used to work for Lehman Brothers, so his boss told me, do you realize that you have led to the downfall and the collapse of the Lehman Brothers? Everybody else said, are you mad you want to do this at this age? But my wife said, if this is what you want to do, I think that's what you should do. So I went ahead. We prepared the plans, the future plans for the company to the banks. Banks bought into the story, and they thought, good idea, I think we'll fund you. So they were equally gung-ho and more enterprising than me, and they decided to fund me. And the rest is history. The deal was completed last year, and honestly, I haven't looked back. I'm using one thing I did was I shifted the headquarters to Singapore. Meinhardt now has 3,500 people. It's got 31 offices, sort of spanning from China to USA, and from Australia to everywhere else in the world, to India. India is a big presence. In fact, China and India are our biggest setups. So there is a lot of potential for us to expand the company into India, China, and we are also using Singapore to expand ourselves into Middle East. So I can tell you from personal experience that Singapore is one of the easiest places to come and settle in. It's the easiest place to do business, and definitely the right place to use as a base to expand yourself. And this is a welcome sort of thing for all South Asians. This is the place. Thank you.
Well done. Well, that was a big pitch. Thank you very much, Dr. Naseem.